Hi everybody, 2026 is here. Happy New Year to you guys. We're going to be looking today at the Cramer, and we're going to look at their smallest bit of equipment. And we've talked about the difference between the two. There's a pruner, which is this one, and there's a mini chainsaw. Main differences are size of motors. This is 450, the chainsaw 650. This runs a 3/8 P on kind of a pruning kind of bar, whereas the other one runs a 325 chain on a slightly thicker chain. And this one is a manual oiler, so you get a nice little pot like this to put on the chain, whereas the slightly bigger one comes with oil reservoir. Everything else, apart from that, is the same. Same handle, same battery setup, you buy them as a kit, all good. So, it's a 6-inch bar on this, so it's a little bit longer than some other manufacturers, but there's a few companies do this sort of length. And in the kit you get a 2 amp hour battery and a charger and a nice bag. So what we're going to do is use this to chop up our trees that we had in the shop over Christmas. So one thing to remember before you start tackling anything is we're using the pruning saw. You've got to put the oil on yourself, right? Otherwise that bar is going to dry out. So what you do, you get a nice little pot, if I do that, with a little sort of spout there, and all you got to do is plonk it along the top there, and then for good measure I'll put some that side. We've only used this once, so the first time you probably want to get a bit of oil on it. Right, that's all you got to do. You'll drop a bit of oil places, put the little top on, and now you're ready to get going. I was going to put this down. Right then, so don't be mistaken, this is a one-handed saw. Yes, it uses one hand on it, but when you are doing slightly bigger stuff, make sure you're holding like this for safety reasons. If you're doing stuff that's going to sort of get a bit of kickback on it or wobble, so normally the smaller type of branches, you may need to hold the branch, but just make sure you've got a good distance from your hand to the chain. Otherwise it's going to hurt. So we're going to crack on and chop some timber. All right. As you can see, doesn't take long to deforest a Christmas tree with a little pruner. All right, we weren't going for neat cuts because I'm just going to chuck it for a chipper in a bit or something like that, but probably a bit quicker than using a secateurs or a pair of loppers. One thing that's probably a good example to show you now, if I get a bit closer, see the chain's gone loose. So what you'll find is it will start bouncing a bit like it did near the end. All you got to do on these simple, pull the bar out a bit more, and the chain's now tight again. There's no adjuster on these ones. just loosen it, pull the bar a bit, tightens the chain. So, oh, crikey Moses. So nice and simple, yeah? I mean, like you see, on the bigger stuff, you can hold like that. Like I say, if you're going to hold a bit of timber and go through, just make sure your hands are further away. But even of that sort of size, which isn't huge, and yes, you could use loppers on it, it went through, I didn't have to hold it. It didn't sort of bounce around as much as I thought. So, nice little machine. All right, down there. All right, so that's all small stuff, and I'll show you what it can go for. I mean, it can go for anything that sort of size. So I'll chop through there, and I might do the bigger bit as well. So if I get a bit closer, I don't know if Nat can look at that. That's quite a good cut. I mean, yes, we're just demolishing it, but even if you take your time and go in there properly, you can get a nice finish on it. For everybody says, yes, it should be in like some sort of vise or log split holder or something, but I like to rock and roll. As you notice, nice and quiet, don't need earmuffs. Again, if you look at that, nice clean cut. You know, went through it in, all right, not as quick as a big chainsaw, but if you're just pruning bits up in the garden, did the job nicely. All right, so that, in a nutshell, everybody, is the little Cramer 48, and I'll give you the model number, because I keep forgetting, the 48 MCS. On the whole, performs really well. Nice and light, yeah, nice and light. Does give that extra bit of length compared to some of the manufacturers. Jobs are good. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.